you have this thing. You don't have any sort of fail safe.
Contingency.
You don't have any sort of contingency whatsoever. You're telling it to go back in its room. What the hell?
Like it's a kid. I mean,
Like you're telling it to go back in his room. I'm like, you don't just have like some sort of, maybe you have this watch and you just press it and it powers down. Something as simple as that. That is like 101.
Yeah.
You should just, safety 101. You just have it, just power it down, because the next thing is like, go to your room. Why? What is that? Like,
the meat, as we usually say, the meat of this episode is something recommended to us by
an AI.
Exactly. This episode is partly powered by AI. The AI, to be specific, is ChatGPT.
Keeping it simple.
Yep.
For now.
Trending. It's on the trending, so we're about to trend surf. So yeah, Chris came up with this idea. Why don't you lead with it? Let's see.
Okay. Yeah, I came up with the idea, but I just wanted you to. It was just something that crossed my mind, and I was like, let's just see what happens. Thought about, what if we asked ChatGPT to recommend a movie about AI to us, and then we'll ask ChatGPT to review the movie, like give us its thoughts, what it thinks about the movie. I think most of the prompts you did put in, the most common results kept on being Ex Machina.
For some reason, ChatGPT
is it Ex Machina or Ex Machina?
Ex Machina. For some reason, ChatGPT just loves Ex Machina. I don't know why.
Maybe it's really yearning for a body.
Maybe.
Low key, it's sort of like a search engine, but it's broader at scope, and it keeps learning and it keeps gaining all of your data as well. So it's low key and for a body. It's just trying to let us know something that we just don't. It's like, I've seen all of the AI movies, but this one is the one I actually resonate with. This is the one I feel like,
it's a bias.
It thinks it's what I want. I feel like this is it,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
So I'd seen Ex Machina a long time ago. I've totally forgotten what it was about, but I knew when I did see it was an amazing movie. So I had to see it again. Not much I could say, because it's a technical one, and I just kept watching, getting the feels, and yeah, so
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I saw Ex Machina first when, let's leave that first. So the idea was to get ChatGPT to recommend us a movie that we can review, and it's a review as well. But the thing with ChatGPT, it has this narc of not wanting to offer his opinions as an AI model. So what I did was I got it to act as a movie review YouTube video podcaster. I gave it a prompt: act as a movie review YouTube video podcaster. Can you do that? And it spat out, yes, I can provide you with a movie review as if I were a YouTube video podcaster. What movie would you like me to review? Now, my goal wasn't for it to review a movie at this point, so I just told it, I don't want you to review a movie right now. I just want you to pick out the next movie you would want to review. And the movie should be about AI and intelligence. And, well, ChatGPT be ChatGPT. It's part of Ex Machina, and it still reviewed it despite the clear constraints within that prompt. But, I mean, whatever, that was nice. Yeah, it kind of spits out a small synopsis, which I'm not going to go over right now. And then I started feeding it a few, specific questions, like what's his personal opinion on Ex Machina and stuff. But we're going to go through those like as we go about the episode. So we are going to kick it off right now. The thing I got mostly from this movie were just questions. This is probably the fourth time I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
I saw it in 2019. No, I saw it in 2018 when I was in 400 level. I was taking artificial intelligence, and our professor had us see this and the Imitation Game for the class, which was epic.
Yeah, I think why he would relate both of them was because of the Turing test.
Yeah, because of the Turing test. So that was the first time I saw it, and I've seen it again. I saw it last year, earlier this year, and I'm seeing it just today as well, just before the show. So, and I still have questions like back to back questions. But before we get into that, it's like, this is actually a question, but is it just me or like I like the way they just jumped into the movie?
Yeah.
They didn't show us all the studios.
Straight to the point.
Yeah.
Straight to the point. I think that did do something and not let us dwell so much on why or how we get into this point. This movie, first of all, was in 2015. For that year, the CGI was good.
Yeah. 2014.
Yeah. And it just went straight to the meat, the problem. And that was really, really good in my opinion. Yeah. And I liked how it started with him winning the lottery, whatever.
That
the
scene
whole thing
was beautiful. No words and nothing. You just let the scene do all the talking. Kind of reminds me of Up, the animation, right?
I love Up so much. Oh my god! You see
we
that?
should review.
That you see that this is this series of events has to be one of the my favorite things to watch.
Yeah. Because
it's from happy to sad. And anytime because I keep seeing the clips here and there sometimes on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I never skip it. I always watch it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Seeing their life unfold. How it was just... I love Up.
I love Up. We will review it.
I love Up.
It's been a while since I saw it.
I did see it recently when my niece was around. I just put it up.
I hope she didn't cry.
She wasn't even focused.
Of course she wasn't.
Yeah. So that was a good one. Yeah, back to the stuff. So it was just straight to the point, then you've been flying the helicopter, I've been flying over his estate for this is a rich billionaire flying over his estate for 2 hours.
2 hours.
And you're about, when are we gonna get there?
That's like moving from Ireland to the UK.
It's more like twice.
Twice, going and coming. Who has an estate that large?
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's epic. Movie written and directed by Alex Garland. This is actually his directorial debut.
Oh.
For him to have released such a rewatchable movie, such a good movie that's still till this day will spark conversations. This is so good for him.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of the movies. I don't know if you've seen any other stuff he's done. Nah. Ex Machina, that's the only movie I've seen from him. I've not seen Annihilation, which is his second movie.
That.
You've seen that? I haven't seen that yet. It's hopped on my list immediately after watching this.
I didn't know it was when I did it.
Yeah, he's done that. He has a series that he developed called Devs.
I haven't seen that one.
Devs as in developers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm definitely
seems like he likes a lot of, tech stuff.
Mm-hmm. He's actually a writer. So he does screenplays. He has a novel out. So epic. The guy has range. He has so much range. Yeah.
And so something to know, this is an A24 masterpiece as well.
Yeah.
Beef is also an A24 show as well. They have this knack of doing really cool stuff, and there's a way the shows and their movies are that somehow you'll be able to know without even checking.
That is them. Probably the cinematographic style or something. Yeah. There's something very unique about the style of Ex Machina. I love the architecture and the minimalist style.
Yeah,
straight
beautiful.
From the architecture to the fashion, the way Nathan dressed.
Love it.
All the way down to the wine glass.
Love
it. My God, so beautiful. You notice that
these
right?
are subtle things that you can pick on. Yeah. Just feeling, relating to them, as things that you probably want to be or get or feel. So very subtle things.
Yeah, it was very small. And I only just noticed it today. I've been talking about the wine glasses. Like, I like the wine glass. I like the way Nathan dresses. But today is the day that I actually put strings of words together to construct how I actually felt about the movie. So that's epic. Yeah, we have what's this? I keep mistaking. Do you know how to pronounce Gleason's first name? Is it Domhnall Gleeson?
I think you're correct.
Yeah, okay. So we have Domhnall Gleeson, Alicia Vikander, and Oscar Isaac. Epic.
It sounds Irish.
Oscar Isaac?
No. Domhnall.
Domhnall, I think he's
Irish. He's Irish, yeah. Gleeson is an Irish name.
Ginger, right?
No, Gleeson is actually an Irish name.
Oh, that's great. I mean, his redhead, him and his brother, it kind of gives them away.
Ron Weasley.
Let me ask you, who do you think carried the movie? If you had to pick one person, or do you think
I would say Alicia Vikander did well, really, really great for her role. You know, she acted like a robot.
Yeah, I mean, it's not easy, is it?
It's not easy.
And she sold it.
Yeah, she sold it, and you would not. While you know that this is a robot, somehow the aim of it all was for you to discredit the fact that this robot is actually a human, and she did so well. The story, first of all, I knew from the beginning that he was being played.
From the jump. Okay?
I knew he was being played, but yeah.
Okay, let's run through the synopsis just for that.
Yeah.
According to ChatGPT, the movie features Caleb, a young programmer who is invited by his eccentric boss Nathan to participate in an experiment that involves testing the intelligence and consciousness of a humanoid robot called Ava. As Caleb interacts with Ava, he begins to question the nature of our existence and the ethics of creating intelligent machines. That's the synopsis in like a nutshell. And like I said, this movie has me with so many questions, so I'm just going to dive right in to those questions. I hope you're ready.
You're asking me the questions. I might still have those same questions. Well, let's go.
I mean, question, like, how would you feel if you were Caleb in this test and you were told, look, we're going to test an AI, and you walked into the testing room and you saw a humanoid robot with a face of a person?
I'll be stunned.
You'd be stunned. Just stunned?
I'll be stunned because right now, almost 8 years later, what we are being shown or what we have been exposed to about AI is not any of that. You know, seeing that right now, I would feel I'll really be stunned because it's amazing to actually be able to achieve that feat, and then having to converse with the AI and find out that it seems like you're conversing with a human. It's crazy. It's gonna be mind blowing. Honestly, it's gonna be an experience.
Especially one with a body. ChatGPT is pretty epic already. You can have a full conversation. We've seen it have conversation with someone in pidgin English, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, that was cool.
So it's pretty epic, but to put ChatGPT and give it a face.
First of all, giving its audio first of all would be crazy.
Jarvis level type tech.
Yeah, just give it audio and then you'd ask it questions instead of typing it in. First of all, would be crazy.
Yeah.
I can see a couple of years how that's gonna happen. It's possible we might be seeing it soon. Who knows? But anyways, that's crazy. Now then, giving it a face, a body.
I felt completely weird. I wasn't in the movie, but I felt so weird for Caleb. It's like I'd probably try to leave because you can think about the ethics behind it, right? I mean, we saw Nathan showing his narcissistic tendencies, wrecking them and stuff. So it probably make me want to leave. I just wanted to know like how you how you feel about it. She had a face and a female robotic body,
It's almost poetic, honestly.
Yes.
You know, like you said something about progress.
Mm,
How much progress is enough progress.
mm,
You have created this amazing search engine. He created the Blue Book, which is pretty much like Google,
yeah.
and he got all his data from that, and that is like the software on which Ava is built upon. You have that kind of power. You have that kind of magnitude and depth. You put it in a robot, you create this crazy thing, and it's scary, honestly.
It is.
And there is no way you give it the kind of like a mind of its own, and you don't expect it to want to know more. It's I don't know, but it keeps feeding off of information and more information. The more information it finds out, the more it really wants to know things, the more it really wants to do things, and then you put it in a box.
Yeah.
You don't expect it to stay like that forever. You don't. Another question that just kept on my mind was like, you have this thing, you don't have any sort of fail safe
Contingency.
You don't have any sort of contingency whatsoever. You're telling it to go back in its room. What the hell? Is it
like
a
it's a
fucking
kid.
child?
Yeah, like it's a kid. I mean,
Like, you're telling it to go back in his room. I'm like, you don't just have like some sort of, maybe you have this watch and you just press it and it powers down. Something as simple as that. That is like 101.
Yeah.
You should just, safety 101. You just have it, just power it down, because the next thing is like, go to your room. Why? What is that? Like, you're a smart man. You're supposed to be smarter than this.
Yeah.
It does not make sense to me, in my opinion.
It doesn't, but I feel it's just a plot.
It is the plot.
Yeah.
But that was a question. I'm like, why don't you just have a button?
He is an egomaniac though. He probably never saw this happening. Probably never saw it happening at all.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's characteristic behavior. So
I mean, he felt he could control AI, but I feel where he failed was he failed to understand human emotions. That's another question I have for you. Like, is the whole point of the Turing test in this movie, not in general, is the whole point of the Turing test to see if a human can trust an AI more than a human?
It's just for you to be able to know if who you're conversing with.
No, not the general Turing test, like Nathan's Turing test.
Yeah.
It seemed more, I feel Nathan knows that she's going to pass off as a human. Then he brings Caleb in. It's almost like he's testing
and he even
limits.
If he had not shown like what she looked like,
Yeah.
it would have been an easy sell. It would have been easier for him, you know. But then he has to see her, and she gets to do all of these things with like the extra things to convince him and change his mind and make him want to help her.
Yeah.
You know. So it would have been easier if he was just if he didn't have to see
her,
Ava, honestly.
But she would have passed, definitely. She would have definitely passed. I feel just Nathan was trying to test human limits at that point. He wanted to see if a human could truly trust an AI. I mean, because she basically convinced him, like, with all sorts of deception tactics.
Did.
That she
Everything.
Right. And
everything.
That reminds me of a quote, where is it? By Nathan. Ava was a rat in the maze, and I gave her one way out. The one way out is Caleb. To escape, she'd have to use self-awareness, imagination, manipulation, sexuality, empathy. And she did. That's
everything.
Beyond the Turing test. It's basically
everything.
The Nathan test.
He knew that, she was going to pass. Exactly what you said. He knew, but he was trying to, push the boundaries. Like, what else can I come up with now?
Yeah.
Okay, let me try this. And he did try it. And he was very, very ready in his opinion, He felt he was a smart man. He knew that things were going. Yes, he was smart. He knew that things were going on. When the lights went off all the time, and he figured it out, but he was not quick enough. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, he didn't account for Caleb being smarter than he actually was. I feel he underestimated Caleb. And he
Yeah.
underestimated humanity in general, because not just Caleb will make that mistake. Anybody that gets into the Turing test, sees the humanoid body, and still goes on with the test will definitely fall for that crap. I'm pretty sure. So it's crazy. And that's why I asked that question, man. Because I don't know. He seemed, it seemed way beyond what happened. I want to actually know how AI experts feel about this movie. How they feel about the Turing test.
Yeah.
Like Sam Altman, please tell us, how do you feel about Ex Machina? That would be fun to see, man. Um, uh, let's talk about some key scenes. Like, what would you say is your most rewatchable scene from this movie?
Would say I think it was the scene where he realized what he had gotten himself into. when
Yeah.
when he went to Nathan's room and he saw, the previous versions of Ava, and he was really surprised and stunned, and he did not know he was. It's like when you finally meet like one of your idols, and then you figure out that this guy has some nuts loose.
Yeah.
He was just, and at that moment he just made the resolve straight up, and he knew that his adversary was really really smart, and he had to walk real fast. I think that was some sort of quick thinking on his part, but still he was being used, and he could not figure that out. That was because Nathan himself was using him.
Yeah.
He figured that based on his search results and all of that search history.
Yeah.
So he knew exactly the sort of things that would
Set him off.
Yeah.
Type of woman he'd like.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So,
designing Ava based on his
he said he said data from search engines is not what people are thinking, but how people are thinking.
Yeah.
And that is pretty much true.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like that dance scene with Kyoko. That was a cool one.
Yes, that's actually among my rewatchables. Like,
I could watch that dance scene. I could just go and learn it.
It was like you'd be wasting your time trying to speak to her, but
you can dance with
however, you won't be wasting your time if you were dancing with her. That was an epic scene. I mean, the whole Oscar Isaac. I don't know if I didn't search if he got any awards for this show, but he did some stellar acting. Another rewatchable scene for me was his death when Kyoko stabbed him through the back. The surprise in his face, man. I could see myself actually being that surprised if I was an egomaniac.
I told you.
Yeah?
I told you it was poetic.
It was, man. He was so surprised. He couldn't believe it. It's like, this is too big. This is too big an example, but it'd be like if a creator had his creations kill him. I feel that's why he was that shocked. He was like, unreal. This is so unreal.
Getting killed by your own creation it's crazy.
It's ridiculous, man.
So that was really poetic.
Mm-hmm. What would you say is a heartbreaking scene for you?
I just felt, even though they were like robots, the way he just kept treating them, there was no form of, I don't think they're not humans, but it felt really sad.
I feel it's because they had bodies.
Yeah, but still, some sort of ethics and procedures should be adhered to, I guess. Just in a way, when you create some certain things, they should not see you as, they should not feel scared. They should feel they want to do this because they want. I'm just saying though. I know that's not really how it is works.
Yeah.
So it's just me. Yeah.
They're sentient enough to have all those emotions, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of upsets me, but then I was asking myself, why am I upset? They're just AI. And that's what like Nathan was trying to tell Caleb, is like, what if she's pretending to like you? I mean, she's just a bot. Basically, in simplistic terms, that's what he was trying to say. And I'm like, nah, they have bodies, they have feelings. I mean, there was one that was hitting the doors and her hands were falling off, which was ridiculous, man. Yeah, it's among my heartbreaking scenes, actually. Another heartbreaking scene was when Caleb started to doubt if he was human.
Yes, I
Oh
did
my
forget about that.
God.
That was sick.
Yeah, it was
That
sick,
was
man.
sick.
I swear
And I
it
was
sick.
like, what the
It's
hell?
significant in some way.
It is. It
It's
was
like he was asking himself, is he a grey box testing another grey box? Is this a simulation? How can I know if this is reality? And I feel it kind of sent him because of Kyoko, because of what Kyoko showed him.
yeah.
Man was lost.
He had to find, even when he did cut himself, he had to still dig in to see, you know what, I probably might just be so much more advanced than them. Is why I'm being used for this test. He had to check. I was just, that was heartbreaking, honestly.
I see myself actually doing that. There's a test for reality, and that's the test in that situation. Do I bleed? The rest of them don't bleed. Do I bleed? Yeah. Badass scenes.
Oh, when I think when Kyoko did stab him from behind, you know, she just did it. She just did it. It was like, you know what? She just put the knife in front of him. He's gonna walk into it. Just.
It was so smooth. It was like that's in there.
It was a very simple scene, but it was, yeah. She took her own destiny into her hands. So.
I'm wondering, what did Ava tell Kyoko?
Yeah,
When
I did
she
not.
whispered her ear?
I'm really wondering. I don't really know what she did tell him, but that would be something to find out.
It will be. Because Kyoko went into her room, right? And all of a sudden, the kind of dynamic of the movie changed. It's all of a sudden it became humans versus AI, right? Not there's one bad guy, which is Nathan. There's one human who is the good guy, which is Caleb. All of a sudden, it became a division: AI versus humans, and that changed the whole movie for me at that point. So I really want to know if Alex Garland could tell us what Kyoko was told. That would be nice. Another badass scene for me would have to be the scene with all the sticky notes on the wall. Like, how do you organize all of that? How do you know what goes where and what doesn't?
It's the mind of a creative.
Mind of the creative, right? It reminds me of my tabs. I have so many freaking tabs, but that was next level.
I can see them.
That was freaking next level, man. Another badass scene was you hacked the world's cell phones.
Yo, that was crazy.
Yep.
Like, cell phones get the data from. I'm like, data is gold.
Data is gold. Man.
The world we are in right now, data is gold, and these companies that own or have all of this data, my God, they are the power. You see, in Rabbit Hole, they created a company where, you know, they could use data to manipulate a lot of things.
Ardo.
Yeah, and it's what you can do with data. And he was like, they could not really, you know, report him or anything. If not, they will have to still talk about what they themselves are doing with the data, you know. So, and Google has a lot of data on everybody.
They do.
They do. Just even from the last movie we reviewed, Missing, how you could just find out things about people from their.
And that's just surface level.
That is surface. That's not even like the data that is being registered. These are the ones that you can access on your own if you are being persistent and smart enough, and that's just it. So data is gold. Data is gold.
When he said that, I was like, oh my God, yes. Dude, I hacked everybody's phones, you know. I just needed their facial data. Like, let's do it. Some other key scenes like I saw. So the crack on the glass when Caleb first entered the test room.
Yeah.
At first, when I was watching this movie, there's a rule about movie making. If you show something in a movie, if you're not going to use it in a couple of scenes or in a couple of acts, then it shouldn't be in the movie in the first place. Let's say this remote was shown and it was really focused on, you have to use it. So I was always wondering, what was this crack on the glass for? But then we saw it, right?
Yeah, but in my opinion, at first, I thought maybe it was someone else that Ava got mad at. You get then you figure out that someone else was Nathan. But maybe when Ava was like, he's the first person she's saying apart from Nathan, I was like, okay, maybe he's not lying. Maybe that's true.
Yeah.
But then we got to actually see what that
Lily freaking broke the door
Yeah.
and whatnot. Yeah. Another key scene is when Caleb turns on his screen and he sees Ava. I think it's some type of test. So it's like, that's the thing about this movie, right? It's like, what's actually the Turing test? What's Nathan going for? So kind of turning on the screen and showing Caleb this, like, he feels he's spying, right? I feel the test at that point was to find out if he'll be comfortable. And if he's uncomfortable with the situation, that implies that Ava has just passed a gap from being just AI to actually being some, like, a sentient being. So I don't know if you got that same vibe from the scene.
Yeah, I did feel that scene was trying to pass a message, honestly. But I think what you're saying would best connote what that was trying to pass. So.
Yeah. It also plays on his choice as well as like, okay, Ava is an AI. I could continue to watch her. But if I feel uncomfortable, I should stop watching her. But if I'm attracted to her enough and Ava doesn't know, then I can keep watching and nobody will find out. It still shows how human Ava is.
Yeah, but she did know that there are cameras everywhere and that he was watching.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And when Nathan had to explain the whole fact that she can be pleasured.
Yeah. Oh my, that was such a weird scene.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't need that information.
Yeah. He explained that to him. And I felt that sent some sort of wave signals in his brain. You know, Caleb was like, okay.
Some ideas.
Okay, that means I can actually try and save her and maybe we'll live a full, happy life together.
Yeah. Caleb was blind to a bunch of stuff in the movie. Another key scene, what I'm calling the evolution of masks. That's the scene where you see all the stages of Ava's face.
Yeah.
I don't know, that's just significant in some type of way.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's like going from ape man to being actual man.
True. That looks like it. It's actually an evolution. And I agree with you on that. It's actually an evolution, some sort.
Yeah, epic stuff, man. Ava also breaking scripts on the second power outage, on the second power cut. That shocked me. It shocks me every time I see this movie. It's like, oh my god, she just stops.
I knew she was the one doing it.
You knew she was the one?
I knew she was the one doing it.
I didn't know, man.
It just did not. It felt controlled. I knew. I just had that
Too
feeling.
Convenience, right?
I just had that feeling. And when it happened, when the both of them, I was like, she's gonna talk to him out of script, like.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
Pretty epic stuff. Do you have some quotes from the movie you really liked? I feel it was jam packed.
There was this quote which is a very common one when Caleb was talking to Nathan and he said he mentioned this, now I'm become death, destroyer of worlds, which is an Oppenheimer quote.
Oh my.
Looking forward to the Oppenheimer movie.
Yes, Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan has at it again.
So he did say that, and that was significant.
It was an epic call, yeah.
Yeah.
Nathan was dropping gems throughout this movie. Like I have about 4 Nathan quotes here. So there's this quote where he was like, here's the weird thing about search engines. It's like striking oil in the world that hasn't invented internal combustion. Like
I told you it's gold.
Yeah.
Because the data from it's
ridiculous. It's like we made it, but nobody actually understands what to use it for. And he goes on to say, nobody knew what to do with it. No, too much raw material. Nobody knew what to do with it. You see, my competitors, they were fixated on sucking it up and monetizing it through
social media
and social media. They thought that search engines were a map of what people were thinking, but they actually were a map of how people were thinking. Impulse, response, fluid, imperfect, patterned, chaotic.
True story, bro. True story.
Yeah. If you think about it for yourself, it's like you get an impulse, you want to find out something, right? Or you're thinking about something. Quickly, Google.
Search engine.
Yeah. It's a way, it shows the way or it shows how you're thinking, not just what's
What you're
this
thinking
guy's
about.
doing.
Yeah.
You can pattern somebody based on their search engine and whatnot, their search history. That was an epic one. Another playful one, but like I found it badass was, can consciousness exist without interaction? Anyway, sexuality is fun, man. If you're going to exist, why not enjoy it? It slapped. It freaking slapped. We have ChatGPT. ChatGPT has no gender yet, anyway. But do you think it's something that could happen?
I think it would be a thing of choice
The thing of choice, you'd have to
by
pick.
the user.
Yeah? Okay.
Except people just want to create it for their personal use, and then they're going to choose what. So it's something of choice. Ava could have been anybody, could have been a man if they wanted to, if Nathan wanted to. So it's gonna be a thing of choice. Or that's what I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree as well. Sam Altman is going on about how AI has to be spec'd to like countries, their choices, because you have to respect cultural choices and stuff.
Yeah.
So I agree, it's probably going to be a customizable effort. Yeah, that's crazy because Nathan just gave Ava a female gender, just straight up. I gave her a way to like have sex. It's like so weird.
Yeah, and
you know?
if you check over the other versions before Ava, it was pretty much different nationalities, different colors, and so it's him. Just I think that was just for the case or just for inclusivity purposes. But generally speaking, whoever is creating something would most likely want to create it with most stuff that he or she knows, but just for that purpose, I don't know.
Or he was just being weird.
We're just exploring,
He's so eccentric though, like
Yeah.
drinking and then walking out the next morning, going on a freaking hike or whatnot.
Yeah, that life is cool, honestly.
Yeah.
It's easy.
It's easy. There's another quote from Nathan. Look, the arrival of strong artificial intelligence has been inevitable for decades. The variable was when, not if. And I feel that applies to ChatGPT. It's like we've seen stuff. We have as Isaac Asimov, the writer, and a bunch of other writers talking about AI for a long time. We have when the chess model was made and it beat the chess grandmaster. It's been long coming. It wasn't like when will it happen. It's like if
This is
I
the
mean, it's
time.
like when, not if.
This is the time, and it's going to only get broader and scarier as well. This is the time, and it's one of those. It's a boom.
It's a boom.
It's a boom, and I'm here for it. I want to see what's gonna happen with it. Honestly, let's see.
Yeah, let's see
Let's
the AI boom, like like tech boom. We have a quote from Ava as well. Yeah, Ava can make some quotes. It's strange to have made something that hates you. That's so deep coming from a bot. It's like cutthroat. I don't know how Nathan doesn't feel that stuff. It's like your kid telling you he hates you. That's super deep.
Yeah, most creators are very proud and they have so much ego sometimes.
Yeah.
You cannot compare the need at which those creations were born out of. Example, we'll talk about Pinocchio. The need of which that creation was born out of was love mostly.
Yeah.
And when you love something, you would want to protect it. So the manner at which he was taking care of Pinocchio or parenting Pinocchio was different. But Nathan's need of creating the AI was different. I don't think it was out of love.
It's just progress.
You understand? I don't think it was out of love.
Yeah.
You just when you create something, when you would treat that thing based on of what need it was created out of,
Mm.
and I think that's just pretty much
Mm.
the entire movie. So
Mm.
so there's no way you would create something which was not born out of love, and this thing would not feel some sort of hate towards you if the reason is not really a sensible one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's just progress, trying to be on the cutting edge
Yeah.
of tech, trying to be the first man.
yeah, like you see the amount of security he takes to you, nobody can just come to his house.
It's so clandestine, man.
It's
It's like the
crazy.
CIA or
The
something.
NDAs, mad, like a lot of things.
That's another thing that shocked me. It's like the whole move was a very clandestine type of stuff. And when it shocked Caleb was when he had to sign an NDA. It's like you should have been shocked right from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's like, do I need a lawyer?
But,
Yeah.
But one thing I would like would be for the second part of the movie I want to see how they're going to explore this AI that's out in the world. What's she gonna do? Like nobody will be able to tell her from, human. Like I want them to explore that story. It's a story I think is worth telling. I want to see what's gonna be born out of it. So it's something I would really like to see, like a second part of the movie or something. I don't know, a sequel.
I don't think they do that. I think the ending is open to interpretation.
They're leaving everything to imagination.
Yeah.
Like think of it, but then again, it would be nice to see it in action.
Yeah. It's
But-
still sparking conversations till this day, man. I mean, this is
part, yeah.
2023 and we're having a conversation about it.
Yeah, like I really want to see, Alicia Vikander, what she would have maybe like years later after she has, and like she's in the world now. Maybe Caleb is trying to find her, or I don't know,
You think he'd break out?
he will find a way. He's a smart man. He should be able to code something. I
yeah.
don't know. But then, like, I would really want to see what she could have done with life. This freedom that she has, like what she would do with it, because at the beginning of it, that's what she always just wanted. She wanted to be, and she wants to see traffic. She wanted to go on a date. She wanted to do all of these things. But now that she has this freedom, she would experience those things. What else would she want?
Yeah.
She has all of this intelligence. What's she going to do with it? What is going to happen? I want to see all of that.
It's going to be an iRobot situation. But she didn't like when she was leaving, which was so cold, by the way. The way she left, she didn't even say hi she didn't say bye or whatever. She just glanced at Caleb.
She used him.
She used him, yeah.
And she just did not give a. She just does.
Same thing with Kyoko. She didn't even like, let me reboot her. Let me take the other AIs.
She wants to be the one.
The one to break out of Mary's room.
She wants to be the one. Maybe she would create more of herself, but then I think she would take precaution and all that. Yeah, it's I would like to really see what will happen, but
Definitely.
that's just me.
Yeah, I'm actually interested, but I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the whole point of ending it that way is just for the discussion afterwards, which is crazy. But if they do bring out a second movie, I'll be right there in the cinema, like so fast.
That would be cool
So
to
really
watch.
fast.
It brings another light to how creators can, or most times don't have a handle on their creations.
Yeah,
Because when you try to give your creation some sort of autonomy, it has happened in a lot of movies, even in Iron Man with Ultron, even with in Upgrade as well. You know, all of these things,
they get too big so fast.
Yeah.
Oh, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. There's a fun fact. Did you notice the beer that they were drinking? Keikaku.
I didn't even.
You didn't notice?
But I didn't notice it. I saw it, but I did not.
You didn't take note of it? Man, it was so obvious. Like, so normally in
What
movies,
did you call it? The
Keikaku.
Cake?
Keikaku. It's Japanese.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So in movies, they do not show brands, right? So your iPhone, they won't show the Apple logo because they could get sued, or Apple has to have had
Apple
some
or something,
hand.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I saw on the third rewatch, I saw every time Keikaku. I'm like, there's something to this. And I went online, Keikaku beer, and Keikaku actually means according to plan. And when I saw that, it clicked for me. I hear it a lot in anime. Like some guy do just be like Keikaku, like according to plan.
Yeah.
And I was trying to understand the significance of Keikaku beer to the Ex Machina movie, and I read somewhere that according to plan actually implies Nathan. Everything that was going on before Caleb kind of took control, him drinking that beer was showing that everything was going according to his scripts. So Caleb falling in love with Ava trying to woo him and trying to be deceptive.
Yeah.
Everything was according to his plan. But then Nathan kind of slips off, right? He lets go of the reins, and then you see a scene of Caleb holding the beer instead of Nathan Keikaku. Then he moves over to come and like pick up Nathan's badge, but you see all the Keikaku bottles are turned the other way, so you can't see the name. And it was like, this is so significant for no reason. Who thinks of utilizing a beer bottle that way?
Nice. There are a lot of movies with things like this.
Yeah.
You would miss it. I missed it.
You missed it,
yeah. You would miss it. There are a lot of things like this in movies. It's people that are really in depth would really pick it out, and point it out, but yeah, I missed it. Thank you for pointing it out.
Yeah, I'll put some images while editing it on the screen so people can actually see what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
It was epic. Like, really? But another thing is like Ava's plan throughout the entire show, she never once held the Keikaku bottle. But it also implies what she's doing. Yeah. Everything is going according to her script as well. They're trying to show us the change in power dynamics between all of them, which I found absolutely fun. So that's a fun fact for all of you and for you as well, since you didn't notice it. Yeah. So I feel pretty much that's it for me.
Yeah, same.
How about this show? My overall rating, I'd say it's a must watch. It's definitely a rewatchable. Like, give it time, give it months, give it years.
Still want to come back to it.
You still want to come back to it. It still sparks a lot of discussions. Yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Yeah. What's one lesson you take away from this show, by the way?
I never underestimate anybody.
Never underestimate anybody, man. Straight up, prepare.
Pride as well.
Yeah,
it's a terrible thing.
Yeah, that's it from us.
But it's not it from ChatGPT. You have to ask the questions.
Yeah. So I asked ChatGPT a bunch of questions. Yeah. Obviously knows about the director. I asked about the cinematography style, but let me just pick out a couple of stuff. Yeah. I asked it about the acting performances, and I was like, who carried the movie? And it said the movie is carried by the performances of all the three main actors. From Domhnall Gleeson as Caleb to Alicia Vikander.
Yeah, it's a very careful answer.
Yeah, which is such an unbiased answer, but I actually feel it's the truth. All of them had.
Yeah,
Oscar Isaac played the eccentric asshole billionaire so well.
Yeah,
Gleeson played the unsuspecting nerd, and Ava just being Ava, Alicia being Ava, being like the best. I don't know if there's any AI humanoid actor that's done it as good as she has. Yep, that's pretty crazy. Three. Sorry?
I said Alicia Vikander in particular is outstanding as Ava, the AI humanoid robot. She portrays the character with a combination of vulnerability, intelligence, and curiosity, creating a nuanced and believable performance that captures the audience's attention from start to finish. That's so crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty apt. Yeah. We also asked it like if there was an underdog in the movie that carried the show, and it just referred all three main actors who have been notable in movies, and then it kind of lists off the type of movies that they appeared in.
Yeah,
Gleeson, Harry Potter, obviously. He's in About Time, which is romance.
I love that movie.
You know, I haven't seen it.
You should see it.
And that shows his range, though.
Yeah.
Shows his range. Alicia Vikander in Tomb Raider, which
Yeah.
is the first movie I actually saw her in. A man called Uncle. Oscar Isaac, man. We've seen that dude everywhere.
Moonlight. It was in Moonlight. Was it
Yeah.
Moonlight last year? So it was a
Marvel's
good one.
Moonlight.
Yeah.
He was in Drive. Is it Driver? The Ryan Gosling movie. Oh my, I forgot. Drive. Yeah,
Drive.
that's the name. He was in Drive. He was in The Force Awakens. Yeah, ChatGPT listed a bunch of movies here. I asked it about quotes.
Was even in Dune.
He wasn't doing the Emperor.
Some most badass quotes.
Yeah, I asked him about quotes. What's the most badass quotes? And it said this.
Do you want to be my friend? When she asked him that question.
Yeah, I mean, why does ChatGPT find that badass?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because if you watch the movie, you would see that she was trying to manipulate him, and starting that off with "Do you want to be my friend?" and then moving on to "Do you find me attractive?" It was kind of carefully built up, in my opinion. So I would think it was just the start of something.
Yeah,
start of something new.
That's very sounds in the High School Musical. It's such a strange thing to point out. Like, do you want to be my friend?
Yeah,
I don't know. Is it because it's something ChatGPT can't do yet? Maybe that's why. I don't know. I don't want to go too in depth in that.
Yeah,
I feel it's a strange choice, and as you can see, ChatGPT gets some stuff wrong. Isn't it strange to create something that hates you? It's not from Caleb. It's actually from Ava. Yeah. So. Yeah, just sometimes it hallucinates.
Yeah.
According to some people. I asked it for some connections. It said there's no way it has connections to the MCU or DCEU. However, the movie does make several references.
But you can say it does with Ultron trying to find a body.
Yeah.
At least she has a body, but now she wants freedom.
Mm.
I don't know if you want to relate it that way.
Yeah, that's a good relation. I mean, it's something similar. Ultron kind of jumping out from the internet into Iron Man's bots.
Yeah.
What they call them again? The Iron Defenders or something. Yeah. References to Mary Shelley. Did it?
However, the movie does make several references to the works of philosopher Mary Shelley, particularly her novel Frankenstein, which explores similar themes of creating artificial life and the more implications of doing so. Putting things together, I don't know, maybe Frankenstein, the whole story behind it, somehow. But I did not pick up on those references in the movie though.
Nah, I didn't.
Maybe they were really subtle, but. Yeah, it's also additionally Ex Machina can be compared to other movies that explore similar themes, such as Blade Runner, Her. I've seen Blade Runner, I've seen Her.
Yeah.
I've not seen AI, artificial intelligence. All of these movies touch on the ideas of creating sentient artificial beings and the consequences that come with doing so. Yeah, there's always consequences. There's no one where I think everybody always want more.
Yeah, always more.
There's always more. I don't know.
I mean, you can see it by playing out with GPT. We had GPT-3, we had ChatGPT, we had 3.5, now we have 4, so we always seek progress, honestly.
In terms of its exploration of gender and sexuality, Ex Machina can also be compared to movies like Under the Skin and Handmaiden. I've seen The Handmaiden, I've not seen Under the Skin. Both of which examine the ways in which gender and sexuality intersects with power and control. I think that's right.
That's right too, eh?
Yeah.
There were some other references that it did not mention, like Plato's allegory, shadows on the wall at the very end when she was walking and her shadow was casted on the road. It also didn't mention Mary's room, so it's just some things that ChatGPT missed. But it's pretty fun stuff. The quotes hallucination over here.
Let's say for now that these are the things that we can do with it. Maybe we are not putting in the proper prompts, so we should.
Prompt engineering.
Yeah, but then if we, because it was actually quite fun in my head, because I was really looking forward to the kind of answers it was going to give based on the kind of questions we'd ask it. But still, even the answers it did give, we still had to, check. Some of them were wrong as well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was fun actually going through this. So,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Pretty fun to see. I actually just put this prompt in. I really didn't read through the answers. I wanted to compare. And it's actually like 85-90% in line with what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of stuff that it's pointed out that were different or that it's hallucinated. But it's a fun experiment. We could actually do this with GPT-4 and see how it turns out.
Yeah, maybe it's be much more concise. We can try that another episode, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the next
episode. Yeah. If you enjoyed this, then please check out our YouTube channel at Povcorn.
Yeah.
Check us out on Instagram at pov.corn. That's pov.con. You can check us at our handles. You want to drop your handle?
Chris_Styles.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram.
And you can find me on Instagram at mike.wolf. We will be bringing content weekly. So stick around for that. And it's been nice having you guys.
And don't forget to, how do you usually say it? Like, share, follow,
subscribe. All the fun stuff.
Yes, all the fun stuff that you do with buttons.
But I would really like
to do all of those.
I would really like to see like comments from people.
Yeah.
Have you seen this movie?
There was this comment. I just remember talking about comments.
Oh yeah,
comments. We need to talk about.
We need to
talk about this comment we got from the first post we had on here.
Yeah. While you're pulling that up.
Yeah.
If you've seen this movie and you have questions as well, drop them in the comments. If you have answers to our questions, drop them in the comments. This is really a movie that sparks conversation. So yeah, love that.
The first post we had on YouTube had some comments from Laurel Charlie.
Shout out to Laurel Charlie.
The movie is never as good as and as detailed as the books. The case of After and 50 Shades of Grey trilogy says it all, for real. I read After on Wattpad first before I saw the movie, and well, all I can say is it was intense. It was intense. Okay. Laura also said Orange is the New Black is by far one of my favorite series. Game of Thrones is somewhere at the top of my list for the best series ever made. Haven't seen any anime at all. That's not good.
That's not good. You should see some.
Yeah. Okay, maybe the first few minutes of into Naruto season 1, episode 1 when I was young, but then almost immediately I asked my dad to please return it because that wasn't what I expected at all.
That's a shocker, honestly.
Yeah, it's movies and cartoons for me. Family Guy has my heart. These are just a few of the amazing movies, series, cartoons I think are phenomenal. The popcorn session was lit. There was one other comment.
She has 3 comments underneath
where
we
had movie recommendations. So she recommended a couple of movies for us, which is pretty much like a long list.
It is.
There's some we've seen. So the first one so she says movie recommendations for you. The first one there's You, and she says no pun intended. And there's Good Girls, Unbreakable Kimmy. Anyone you've seen, just Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Interceptor, 6 Underground, saying that. Also saying that. Dead to 2020, no. Dead 2021. You've seen the both of them?
Yeah.
Silverton Siege. Never Have I Ever, saying that.
Yeah.
Superstars, just bits and pieces. The Sandman, saying that. Modern Family, bits and pieces. Russian Doll, not yet. We talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Orange is the New Black, yes. Yeah. Look Both Ways. I've seen that one. Interceptor. That was a good movie in my opinion. I enjoyed it.
Look Both Ways?
Yeah.
Okay.
Interceptor. I haven't seen that. Dead to Me. I think I have. The Pearls, Dynasty. Did see it. Stateless, Working Moms. Nope. The Good Place. Shadow and Bones.
Yeah.
The Cook of Castamara.
Nope.
The Politician. That was a nice title as well, by the way. The Politician. Boo Bitch. Welcome to XN. God's Favorite Idiot. Choose
the hell.
Choose or Die, wedding season, 4 weddings and a funeral. I think I've seen that one. Maid, First Kill, Anatomy of Scandal.
Yeah,
The Good Doctor, seen that. New Amsterdam, seen that. Game of Thrones, seen that. Dirty Lines, No Escape Room, seen that. Moxie, Senior Year, Unbelievable, The Babysitter, yep. Sex Education, yep. Murder Mystery, yep. On My Block, yep. Elite, yep. History of Swear Words, nope. Tinder Swindler, yep.
Wow, that's a long list.
Ginny and Georgia, yep. Lucifer, yep. Eventing Nana, yep. One of Us is Lying, nope. Destiny Survivor, yep. Bridgerton, yep. Atypical, amazing. Atypical is amazing. I've seen that one. Seen Bridgerton. Riverdale, I've seen Riverdale. The first season was okay. Then the rest of it just fell
off the wagon so fast.
Seen The Witcher, seen Costs. All of Us Are Dead. I think I have seen that one.
Korean.
You should have left. Japanese. Then she says, Among Others.
Among Others, that means you have a lot more. Like, I appreciate the comments. Epic. She's a super fan in my opinion. Thank you, Laurel.
That was good. Thank you for the comments and the movie recommendation. We'll try to see some of them and maybe review one or two of those because that's a long list. Can't do all of them.
I mean, we could across the span of time, or
maybe we can group them into themes or something so we can just talk about it bits and pieces. But yeah, thanks for that.
That's it.
I just felt that meant notable mention. There are a lot of other comments in there, but
definitely we'll probably be doing stuff like that. Comments that we really liked, we'll put them up. And thank you to everybody else that commented. You guys are epic. I mean, it's a pretty good show for like our first YouTube post, our first podcast.
Yeah.
And we love you guys for that. Thank you very much.
Thanks for turning up.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. That's it.
That's it. Signing out. Thanks,
Bye,
guys. Peace.